Good morning, students. Today we are going to study another topic, that is plant breeding for improved food quality, in the same chapter, strategies for enhancement in food production. Now, see, we have already seen how to improve the yield through plant breeding. Now, the same steps will be repeated in any case. Whether you want to breed plants, you want to make insect resistant plants, plant breeding for insect resistant, plant breeding for disease resistant, plant breeding for improved food quality, the same steps will be repeated. That is collection of variability, evaluation of parents, cross hybridization between the selected parents, now selection of the superior recombinant, testing and release of testing, followed by testing in the lab, then in the farmer's field, and finally release of the cultivar, commercialization and release of the cultivar. That same steps will be repeated anywhere. So now let us look about plant breeding for improved food quality. This is our topic as such. Now, about 840 million people in this world suffer from lack of food. They don't get food in proper amount. But 3 billion people are present on this earth who suffer from hidden hunger. Now, what is this hidden hunger? See, when you use the word hunger, that means you don't get the required amount of food. Now, hidden hunger, in case of hidden hunger, the person gets the required amount of food, but it is not balanced food. That is, it lacks vitamin, macro and micronutrients, not the right amount of protein, oil. That particular quantity which should be present in a balanced food, that is not available to people. Now, that is called as hidden hunger. So naturally, plant breeding has been applied in order to improve the food quality also. Now, plant breeding for improving the quality, the content of the plants, plant breeding for improving the quality of the food is called as biofortification. This is a term we use, biofortification. Now, what are the things which should be present in a plant, which can actually enhance the food quality of the plant? That is, it should have right amount of protein content. So plant breeding is done for enhancing the protein content. Then vitamins, content of vitamins. Then oil content in plant. Then fourth one is mineral and micronutrients content. Now it has been observed that there are certain elements which are very essential for living organism, such as zinc, iodine, iron, vitamin A. If they are not present in the food, that may retard the normal growth process of a person, may be responsible for various kind of deficiency disease which may appear in human beings or even animals, may reduce the lifespan of a person. So that is the reason why improved plant breeding for improved food quality is very essential. And plant breeding for improved food quality is called as biofortification. These are things which are required in case of biofortification. Plant breeding is done in order to enhance protein content, vitamin content, oil content, mineral and micronutrient content. See, IARI, Indian Agriculture Research Institute. You must have heard the name of IARI. Indian Agriculture Research Institute, Pusa, New Delhi. They have developed various kind of crops which are very rich in nutrients. Apart from that, I will like to tell you certain things. For example, Atlas 66 wheat plant has been used as a donor plant since it contains huge amount of protein. Similarly, maize varieties have been developed, hybrid varieties of maize, which contain twice the amount of lysine and tryptophan. These are both lysine and tryptophan are amino acids. Twice the amount of lysine and tryptophan present in a normal maize plant. Similarly, iron-rich rice have been developed which contain 5 times the amount of iron present in a normal rice. Apart from that, IARI has developed various kind of vegetables which are rich in vitamins and micronutrients. For example, IARI has developed certain vegetables which are rich in vitamin A. For example, it has developed vitamin A rich carrot plant, then pumpkin plant, spinach plant, which are rich in vitamin A. Similarly, IARI has developed vitamin C rich plant such as bhatua, tomatoes which are vitamin C rich, tomatoes, bhatua, spinach. Then it has also developed certain plants which are rich in proteins such as protein rich beans, garden peas, broad, lab, French beans it has developed. So IARI is credited for developing so many vegetables having lot amount of micronutrients and vitamin. It has played a very important role. Now, apart from that, let us now discuss about SCP, that is single cell protein. normal conventional plant breeding is not able to provide adequate amount of protein content to the growing population. Our population is growing at a very fast rate, and therefore in the general population protein content is required. Moreover, protein obtained from food resources are very costly. Therefore, single cell protein has been developed. Now, it is estimated that 250 kg cow daily provides about 200 grams of protein. Just 200 grams of protein. Now, if we switch to meat diet instead of vegetables, that will again, we will have to enhance the vegetable content. The reason being, you know that in food chain, for the preparation of 1 kg of meat, for the preparation of 1 kg of meat, 3 to 10 kg of food has to be provided to the cattle. 3 to 10 kg of vegetables, or you can say plant product, has to be provided to the cattle, and that is the reason we cannot switch to the meat diet directly in order to get the protein. So there has to be some other mechanism so that people can get cheap and easily available protein in the food, and the answer is single cell protein. Now, spirulina and many other plants such as chlorella, CHLORELLA, they are single celled and they can be directly taken by the people. They grow also very fast. Their growth is also very fast. Now, spirulina can grow in various conditions. They can grow on the waste product of potato plants. They can grow on the waste material of potato processing plant. Then they can grow on even on sewage, that is the waste product. So they are environmental friendly also. They can become a decomposer or two. They can decompose all the waste material, and moreover they can grow and provide proteins for the population. Now it has been estimated that about 250 grams of microorganisms such as Methylophilus, Methylotropus, 250 grams of Methylophilus Methylotropus can provide about 25 tons of protein in a single day. A normal cow of 250 kg can only provide 200 grams of protein. So this is the answer of protein deficiency in our country, especially in developing countries, because many people suffer from various kind of diseases due to protein deficiency, and therefore single cell protein can be a answer for that particular thing. In the next lecture, we'll be talking about tissue culture how to enhance the food production through modern technologies, that is tissue culture and soma clonal hybridization. We'll be talking about them in our next lecture. Thank you. Have a very nice day.